Hey everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood music critic John from Beyond ARTV. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 7 favorite LORDE songs. And as you might know with my channel, I do have a typical rule of thumb that says I don't do a full-on top 10 on the main channel unless the artist or band in question has at least 3 studio albums. And if you know anything about LORDE, she only has 2 up to this point. So I'm compromising because I've had so many requests to talk about my favorite LORDE songs, and I want to do this video. I'm a huge LORDE fan. I think she is one of the most eclectic and talented pop artists, if not artists in general, of this decade, and obviously one of my personal favorites. So I've compromised by doing my top 7. I made an exception and did this in the past for the band in 1975. I did my top 7 favorites, and you guys seem to love that video, so hopefully you enjoy this one as well. Keep in mind, I will do a full top 10 once LORDE has released 3 albums, and I do hope that you enjoy the video today. Keep in mind, these are all just my personal favorites, and if you want to see the honorable mentions, everything that didn't make it into the top 7, then please check the description down below. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy it today, and here is my number 7 choice. My first choice today is off of Pure Heroine. The track is called Buzzcut Season, and it's a song that is pretty sad in its nature. It's kind of melancholic, but hopeful, and the song is about war and just being jaded and feeling somewhere in the middle, being young and maybe not being able to change things, but kind of knowing what's going on. Buzzcut season, if you know anything about the military, they normally give short haircuts to those who sign up and join, and this is something that you can see even in music videos that's been portrayed over the years. I think to something like Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day, you can see he joined the army, and obviously the head gets shaved. And Buzzcut Season refers to that, and this is a song where I love the opening to it. It's so beautiful because I get this feeling that LORDE is like in an abandoned house somewhere, and then you hear those chiming pianos and just an aura that is made of the instrumentation. You get sucked into the vibe of it. I'm a sucker for Pure Heroine in general just because I love the connectivity and flow that I feel between the songs. They have a real chemistry about them. And obviously Ella O'Connor sounds fantastic here. I think her voice hits a couple of different octaves, and the backing vocals, the layers, and just the effects placed on them. It makes this track stand out in one of the best ways possible. I also obviously love the lyrics, and the song is fantastic. It doesn't get enough love.
But love for you, the one to blame, all that you're doing. Can you hear the violence? Make a phones in my chest. Broadcast the boom, 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 and make them all dance to it.
Number 6 is the Louvre from Melodrama. Melodrama is such a damn flawless album. It is just really hard to say anything negatively about it whatsoever because it is so good. And here on this track, the Louvre, it obviously is referring to like the art gallery, the museum, the Louvre. And she says on this track, they'll hang us, down the hall in the back somewhere. Still the Louvre though, it's okay. She's basically, I feel like saying here, that she's gotten to a point with her ex-boyfriend at this point, but at this point they're still in the relationship, and they're saying things could still work out. Maybe we won't be the greatest, but maybe we will. Maybe we won't be that shining star example in the dictionary of a perfect happy couple, but they'll still put us in the Louvre, regardless of where, and we're still gonna make it there. And she has some hopeful feelings here. And I love the whole thing where it breaks down to the broadcast, the boom, 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 and make them all dance to it. It took a little bit of warming up to for me, but once it hit, I really love the way that it kind of fluctuates between that, which is not electronic, but it kind of has this minimal flow to it and a weird punch. It's just so much LORDE. If you just look at it and listen to it, you know exactly what I'm talking about it because it screams her style. But in the verses of the track, you're gonna hear an acoustic guitar, and that was something that was very different for her, but I think that it works so well. And as a result, this turned out to be one of my favorite LORDE songs, period.
Bet you wanna rip my heart out. Bet you wanna skip my calls now. Well, guess what? I like that. 'Cause I'm gonna mess your life up. Gonna wanna take my mouth shut. Look out, lovers, Loves.
Number 5, Hard Feelings Loveless off of Melodrama. This is a track that is a two-parter, a daydream and a nightmare, because it starts off when she's still in the relationship. This is what they call hard feelings of love, she sings. And I think that this maybe is the end of the relationship, the breakup, and I love the twinkle that this song has with its musicality. It's just so alluring, and the way that her voice just kind of soars when she goes, of love. It's something that you're automatically drawn to just because she is really talented as a vocalist, and on this album in general, she got so many more chances to shine in that department. The musicality of that draws you in, but the beat change up in the middle and you hear Jack Antonoff, the producer, talk for a second, this is my favorite tape, and then it switches over to the LOVELESS, Generation. That track is the nightmare part of it because Lorde gets aggressive, and I love it. She's cocky, she's confident, she's throwing punches, and the beat is so stabby here. It just has this deep bass to it, and everything about it works. You wouldn't think that this big change up right in the middle of the song would be able to be pulled off so smoothly, yet they made it work. It's just Jack Antonoff and Lorde together. It's the dynamic duo.
White teeth teens are up for it. I know you love it when the hairpins start to drop. I like your reckoning. We got our methods and there's nothing here to stop.
Didn't we all hate the popular clicks in school? Number 4, it's White Teeth Teens off of Pure Heroine. This track is a follow-up to the song The Love Club, which was a great song. It is on the EP, The Love Club, of the same name, obviously. That is one of my honorable mentions. You can see that down below. But this track in particular, it's not something where you have to hear it in order to get the story that's being continued or anything. White Teeth Teens pretty much says it all in the title. You're thinking of the people smiling and rich and happy or else fake happy. And on this track, it seems like she's kind of poking fun at them in a lighthearted type way. White Teeth Teens are those kids that maybe don't want to be seen with certain people, but you're lucky that it's dark now, she sings on this one, because, okay, I guess we can hang out when nobody else is around, but, like, don't tell anyone about this. And I like how playful this track is. It's kind of like a swinging pendulum, because it has this start-stop thing, and the beat picks up, and then just kind of drops back down. It is very minimalistic, just like Pure Heroine in general is, but I love the vibe of this track because it's playful, and it sees Lorde at her best.
Oh, how fast the evening passes, cleaning up the champagne glasses. We told you this was melodrama. Oh, how fast the evening passes, cleaning up the champagne glasses. Our only wish is melodrama.
Coming in with a ton of inertia at number 3, we have Sober 2, parentheses Melodrama, the title track in a way, and obviously a follow-up to the song that came earlier on Melodrama called Sober. And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, wow, not even Sober Part 1 made the list, but Sober Part 2 is here? Yes, actually. This track gives me the feeling and vibe of being at a fancy party, like a gala event or something, and everybody is walking around in their pearls, their dresses, and their very nice suits and clothing and ties. And this track sees somebody who is so alone. Ella on this one is so vulnerable, and she's talking about the high of like being around other people and having expensive parties or lots of friends or just being wild and free. But then there's the come down after the high, so to speak. And on this one, she's reflecting. Who am I? She sings on this track. And it seems like she's doing some deep soul searching. And the backing vocals here, and just the vocals in general, are so questioning of life and everything in general. And you kind of fall apart with her. And this song starts trembling because it has almost a classical symphonic vibe at first, and then it manages to mix that with this huge electronic swell, and things almost get a bit trappy in a way, but not done so in an overtly tacky manner. This is a track that is so hauntingly beautiful because it punches with the bass once it kicks in past the minute and a half mark, and things really start swinging and going all over the place. And then those backing vocals, we told you this was melodrama. It's perfection. I don't even know how else to describe it. You literally have to experience this song.
We can talk like there's something to say. I'm glad that we stopped kissing the tar on the highway. We move in the tree streets. I like it if you stay.
Closer and closer to the top, at number 2 we have 400 Lux from Pure Heroine. This track has a great kicking beat to it. I love the snare on this. It just has this kicking drum rhythm that punches all throughout and kind of loops, and these synthesizers that kind of swell up in the background and keep this song moving. It's very kind of low intensity in a way, but I love the mannerisms of the track and just how individualistic it makes Lorde. She stands out here from her peers because she's so down to earth. She's talking about this car ride with this guy, and it seems like she likes the thing that he does, and she likes the places they go, and just riding around seeing everything. And the town in general is being taken in by someone who was probably around 14, 15 when this song was written, and I like how this song just feels like a wave. It's a peak in life, and it's a memory that she's always going to have because she wrote this song, and these memories will be ingrained for her, and obviously the people that are able to listen to it and interpret it for themselves.
Baby really hurt me, crying in the taxi. He don't wanna know me, says he made the big mistake of dancing in my storm. Says it was poison, so I guess I'll go home, into the arms of the girl that I love, the only love I haven't screwed up.
We've reached the pinnacle of the list, my number 1 top favorite Lorde song. It is off of Melodrama once again, and this is the ballad called Liability. Many of you probably saw this coming if you watched my top 50 songs of 2017. This was right near the top, and I have to tell you, it still hits me so hard. It reaches emotional depths that I feel she had never hit before. And when this track was performed on Saturday Night Live, that's around the time that it premiered, I was just kind of bawling over it, to be quite honest, because the lines here are so clever. It starts off by her saying, "Baby really hurt me, crying in a taxi. He don't want to know me, says he made the big mistake of dancing in my storm." That in particular strikes me at such an emotional level. It's like a gut punch. It's like somebody taking your breath away, because it makes you realize that somebody else that was in the relationship, obviously her ex in this scenario, is the person that is holding all of this over her, and she feels powerless at this moment. She just breaks down in the back of her taxi ride. He doesn't want to know her because he made the big mistake of dancing in her storm, implying that her life is a mess. She's crazy and all over the place. She's touring the world, and this was the person that she was with that was maybe a little bit more of a homebody, and he tries to make her feel bad for going out and doing all of these other things. Now, this theme is explored further on Melodrama, but this track in particular is gut-wrenching. It's like deathly just sad in a way. It's so sad, but at the same time, by the end, you get a very clear picture of where Lorde was at and where her headspace was when she wrote the track. It moves from that to people just in general forgetting about her, and her knowing and being self-aware of the fact that someday people will get bored of her. And I know that I will probably never be one of those people. I plan to follow her music career for as long as it keeps going, but she knows that the mainstream eventually will forget and move on to the next new toy. From Buzzcut season to that gut-wrenching piano ballad Liability, what did you guys think of my list today? Let me know in the comments section down below, and maybe comment your top 5 while you're at it. I'd be curious to know what everyone else is thinking. Please drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Let's try to aim for 1,500 likes on this video. I know there's a ton of Lorde fans that watch my videos, and if you are new here and enjoy what you see, please hit that subscribe button down below. You can also help out my channel big time by donating on Patreon. It's the top link down below, or else that annotation over in the corner. If you want to see my review of Melodrama, then click right here, or you can see last week's episode of 7 on Sunday by clicking right over here. All of my social media accounts can be found linked in the description, along with the honorable mentions from today, and other than that, I'll see you soon on Beyond ARTV.